How's it going, everybody? My name is Skylar Geer, and this is a country singer reviews country music. All right, everybody. Today we're breaking down Ella Langley's new album. It's called Dandelion, produced by Ella herself, as well as Ben West and Miranda Lambert. Let's get into it. This is just my personal opinion as a musician myself. I've been working on an album for about 3 years now. I appreciate artists who take the time to make actual music using actual musicians. A lot of people now are trying to push AI music, and I have no issues with AI as far as using it as a tool, but I do not like it as a replacement for humans. I do not like it to be winning awards or be on the charts. The album cover is Ella, looks like she's leaning up against a tree or something, and there are some dandelions in the image. I am not a big fan of dandelions, so it kind of creeps me out a little bit. She looks fine. It's just not a big fan of dandelions. So there's 18 total tracks, basically 16 songs. There's two little skit songs on here, just very old school, traditional, old Western songs, I guess. Froggy Went a Courtin', an intro and an outro. They're fine. They're fun. Nothing crazy about them. They're only like 20 seconds. Song number 2 is called Dandelion. Personally, I hate dandelions. It's a weed, awful for my allergies. They're ugly. I just cannot stand them. And so the song itself is her explaining that she's kind of a dandelion, like she goes away and comes back. So that part's pretty cool. Almost like she's a weed that you can't get rid of. But personally, I wouldn't compare myself to a weed. Just kind of odd, in my opinion. Not a huge fan of the song. The production is great. It sounds nice. Ella Langley wrote this alongside Austin Goodloe, Brett Tyler, and Joy Beth Taylor. I know a lot of people enjoy the song. Not my cup of tea. This is a 4 out of 10. Song number 3 is called Choosing Texas. This was written with Ella, Luke Dick, Miranda Lambert, Joy Beth Taylor. This was a single. People are loving it. Doesn't do a ton for me personally. I guess if you're from Texas, it might. But as far as the story goes, it's talking about a girl who's almost wronged by like a Texas man. He's always on the run. Maybe he's a rodeo cowboy or a musician or something. And the way I took it, she's almost now watching another girl get heartbroken by the same man from Texas. Another way you could look at it is Texas is the girl, and he's always going to choose Texas over a real girl. Not sure exactly what they were going for with it. There is some rumors to the song that it might have something to do with a love triangle between Ella, Riley Green, and then Megan Maroney as well. Don't know. What I can tell you is the song is fine. Production's nice. I've got no real issues with it, but it's not like the greatest song I've ever heard. It's a 7 out of 10 for me. Song number 4 is called We Know Us, written with Ella, that Joy Beth Taylor again, and Ben West. This is kind of talking about an old flame. You know, we know us. We've done this before. We've been down this road. It's probably not going to work out no matter how many times we try. Ella has a really nice singing voice, but for me personally, I don't like her speaking voice. The speaking voice is completely different than the singing voice. Other people might hear that differently, but for me, it's like Ozzy Osbourne. I couldn't understand what he was saying, but when he would sing, you could understand it, and it was really cool. And for Ella, it's similar for me. I can't understand what she is saying when she speaks half the time. I'm not trying to make that an insult. I just have a hard time making out what she says through her southern accent. And it's not like I hate southern accents because I absolutely love Lainey Wilson's speaking voice and her accent. There's just something about Ella's, it's a little thicker, and I have a hard time making out some of the words when she speaks. But it all goes away when she sings, and she sounds really nice when she sings. So as far as this song, We Know Us, it's nothing we haven't heard before. It's pretty basic. All of these have great production. For me, it's a 6 out of 10. Song number 5, Low Lights. This one is written by Joy Beth Taylor alongside Ella. Nice piano intro, I really like. Very soulful start to it. A simple love song. There's some strings in the background, which I love and appreciate. A lot of 80s country had a lot of strings going on in the background. This album I've been working on utilizes a lot of that. Ella's song has some light steel guitar. She does mention one of the lyrics, Jack and Coke. That's just lazy songwriting to me. I mean, how many songs do we need about Jack and Coke? I just wish people would think or dig a little deeper. Personally, don't think we need another song mentioning Jack and Coke. We've heard it a million times. But I love the production on this song. Really pays homage, like I said, to the 80s with some of that orchestral string stuff. And it brings a soulful vibe. This is an 8 out of 10 for me. Song number 6 is called Be Her. Michael Hardy wrote this one, better known as Hardy, alongside Jordan Schmidt, Ella, and Smith Anquist, I believe is how you say it. This was also a single. It's very catchy. You know Hardy, he is the king of hooks, if you ask me. Always writing something catchy. The song production's pretty basic. It's just a very fun dancing style beat. Kind of talking about another girl she'd kind of like to be like, a little bit of that jealousy. All the instruments are pretty low in the mix. Like, this is very driven by the drums. There are a couple spots where, like, a B3 organ kind of cuts in and out, but all the guitars are very light. I personally wish some of the instruments would cut through a little more, a little bit louder. But it is what it is. It's going to be a smash hit. It kind of already is for her. And it's an 8 out of 10 for me. Song number 7 is called You and Me Time. Ella co-wrote this alongside Aaron Radier, I believe is how you say it. It could be Ratier, Radier, I'm not sure. And Joy Beth Taylor again. She's talking about a crush, just kind of being busy and you want to get away with the crush. The song itself, production-wise, is very that hip-hop bro country sound. This really sounds like a song Florida Georgia Line would have cut. Not something I'd expect coming out from Ella. Not a huge fan of that. It's fine because it's like the only song on the album that goes in this direction. And so I don't mind having, one song that's a little different than everything else. It's a big album, so it's fine to throw in some risks and do some different things. Miranda Lambert singing background vocals on it, so that's pretty cool. Not a song I'd come back to, though. So for me, it's a 6 out of 10. Song number 8, Loving Life Again. Ella co-wrote this alongside Ernest. And then Devin Dawson, there's a name I haven't heard for a while. He had a hit years back. So good to see he's still writing music and having some success. This song is just about the stress and the chaos of the world and you just trying to go back to find your comfort, whether that's friendship, family, going home, or just being out in nature, something where you can find your peace, your happiness. And so I like that. And that's a slow, soft message. However, the beat of the song is something you can dance to. So that's pretty cool. And lyrically, it's pretty solid. The instruments are a lot louder than the previous song. The hook line is nice. And there's like this cool little walk down with the harmony. And they're definitely using like a drum track. I don't think this is a real drummer. There's definitely a drum track on here, which is fine. It works. It works well. I like the song. It's an 8 out of 10. Song number 9 is called Bottom of Your Boots. Ella wrote this alongside John Knight and Will Bundy. Looks like there's a drum track on this one as well. That's what I was hearing. Drum machine, potentially. I like the sound of it, though. It works. You can dance to it. A lot of these songs you can dance to. That was clearly the goal here. It's a softer, slow message, again, but you can move to it. And so that's kind of fun. And it's just kind of telling the story of a man. If you're going to love me, you better love me with every ounce of you, boots and all. So it's just a fun, cool song. 8 out of 10. Song number 10 is called Speaking Terms. This was written, Joy Beth Taylor again, and Ellen Cronin. It's got a very lullaby feel. It's soft, acoustic, and her, very fireside vibes, and then a violin comes in. Kind of sounds like they're speaking about the end of a relationship. She may be referring to an ex or even a friend, family member. No way to know. It's a solid song. Nothing crazy. 8 out of 10. Song number 11 is called I Gotta Quit. So Ella wrote this alongside Joy Beth Taylor again and Aaron Radier. This is the first very traditional country song on the whole project. Production's very old school country, talking about constantly thinking about a boy. Everywhere she goes, she's just thinking about him. It's got a really cool breakdown at the end. Nothing insane here. Nothing we haven't heard before, but it sounds really nice and it's well done. This is a 9 out of 10 for me. Song number 12 is called It Wasn't God Who Made Honky Tonk Angels. That's a long title. This was a solo write by J.D. Miller. He's an old songwriter who died back in the 90s. Talking about how a lot of married men act like they're still single, and sometimes they can turn a really good girl into a bad girl, making bad decisions. And a lot of the majority of people in the world want to blame the girl for that. So it's just kind of a shot at that stereotype, I guess. Very traditional feel to the song. Really well done. I like it a lot. 9 out of 10. Song number 13. Last Call for Us. Ella wrote this alongside Good Logan, Tyler, Joy by Taylor. Some of these names we've mentioned before. Very traditional sound again. It's funny how a lot of these more traditional songs are kind of all at the back half of the album. This song is kind of that last fling with a person, closing up a relationship, kind of like they do for a bar. Pretty clever with the wordplay. Production's fine. Solid song. 8 out of 10. Song number 14 is called Broken. Ella, again, alongside Joy Beth Taylor, Goodlow, and Laura Veltz, getting her first name on the project. This is almost like she's talking about a new relationship or like a one night stand or a quick fling or a rebound. And she's still broken from the previous relationship. And so she's basically telling this person, I don't want to talk about it. Just let me be broken. I'm going to be broken. Just let me be broken. Let's just forget about it. Let's just have a good time tonight. Hold on to me for now. Don't know how long this is going to last. But I don't want to talk about the past. I just want to be broken. I could see this one becoming pretty popular and potentially, have success on the charts or with radio. I mean, radio is a little different now. But I really enjoy the song. It's a 9 out of 10. Song number 15 is called Something Simple. Ella wrote this alongside Chris LaCorda, Taylor again, and then Meg McCree. I believe she wrote quite a few songs with Lainey Wilson. So this is the first time we're seeing her name on this project. And it's just talking about no matter what, she always comes back to something simple. She prefers that way. I know she's mentioned she had like imposter syndrome after her first project with some of the success she had. A lot of, celebrities as they start to become famous or in the lights, they kind of disassociate for a little while or deal with anxiety or depression. So this song's a little bit about that, where you don't always want to, be stuck in the famous thing. I get that to an extent, but to me, it's like, what's going to come of it. So if you don't want that life at all, then just don't do it. Like, you don't have to go play shows. You don't have to go out to the world. You could literally just put out music and just live a normal life, hang out on a farm or do whatever. I know Coulter Wall does that a lot. Like, there's a lot of pressure for him to get out and do shows, but he just canceled the whole tour. Like, if you're not fully bought in, then just don't do it. Do what you want. You put out songs and you don't have to go do anything. There are no rules here. So I understand it. It's a job and you need to make money, but you can just make money off of, putting the songs out. There's not a lot of money there, and so you would probably have to do something else. I kind of get it, but I kind of don't at the same time. The song itself is fine. Nothing fancy, nothing we haven't heard before. Doesn't do a lot for me. It's a 6 out of 10. Song number 16 is called Butterfly Season. It features Miranda Lambert, who also co-wrote alongside Joy by Taylor and Luke Dick again, Ella Langley. I like this one. This one's fun, kind of about being a free bird, flying away, free spirit. It's like you're growing up, you're getting older, you're moving on, you're looking back on like the younger version of yourself and what would you tell them and stuff like that. It's nice to hear Miranda singing on it. It's a solid tune. It's an 8 out of 10. Song number 17, Most Good Things Do. It's an acoustic track. Ella wrote this alongside Ratier, Dick, Taylor. It's solid. It's just basic, very stripped down. It's just kind of that thinking about the better times, reminiscing an old relationship, kind of struggling to move on. A lot of reflection in this whole album, and it's a solid tune. And then the final song is just that Froggy went courting old traditional skit to kind of close it out, which is fun. Nothing crazy there. Overall, Dandelion, Ella Langley, it's a pretty solid album. Go check it out. My name is Skylar Geer. I'm an independent country singer-songwriter from Sandy, Utah. I'm working on a new album. Should be out later in 2026. I just put out a new single called Lone Wolf. It dropped April 24th. Please go check that out. Listen to some of my other tunes that I've put out. Thank you for listening to the review, and we'll catch you next time.